So, I want you to imagine, like, grabbing all your absolute favorite childhood toys.
Oh, like a massive toy box dump.
Yeah, exactly. Just taking Thomas the Tank Engine, Bob the Builder, the little engine that could, and just, dumping them all onto the living room floor.
Right. And for most kids, that is usually where the story ends. It's just a messy, disconnected pile of plastic.
Exactly. But today, we are doing a deep dive into this fascinating stack of sources. We've got creator interviews, these incredibly detailed community wikis, and literally architectural blueprints.
It's just wild.
It really is. And our mission today is to figure out how that exact scenario, a kid's backyard experiment with toy trains, somehow evolved into this meticulously engineered, fan-driven 3D universe called the Railways of Crotoonia.
Because it is basically what happens when childhood imagination straight up collides with modern project management. You take that messy pile of toys and figure out how to build a fully functional digital economy around them.
Right. But obviously, getting from, scrap wood in a backyard to a functioning 3D economy doesn't just happen overnight. Our sources show this whole thing started with one kid, Milan Prisa.
Yeah, literally using backyard junk so Thomas the Tank Engine could hang out with Ariel from The Little Mermaid.
Yes. But then, in high school, he pivots to digital animation. And he starts using this freeware program called Miku Miku Dance, or MMD. Which, that seems crazy to me because wasn't that made for anime characters?
It was, yeah. MMD was originally designed to animate the virtual pop star Hatsune Miku. It absolutely was not built to handle massive industrial railway simulations.
Right, like at all.
But he and this huge global community of fans basically turned it into the ultimate digital Lego bin. They started pulling 3D models from completely different video games and moving them over to MMD.
But wait, how do you even do that? Because you can't just, drag and drop a train from a video game into a pop star dance simulator.
Yeah. No, you really can't. And that is where things like porting and rigging come in. Basically, fans would take a 3D model, say, from a simulator like trains, and they have to build a digital skeleton inside of it.
Oh, so that's the rigging part.
Exactly. It gives the model joints, moving parts, so the new software actually knows how to make it act.
Okay, that makes sense. Like with Theodore Tugboat. I saw pictures in the wikis, and they didn't just grab a generic boat. Someone literally scratch-built a massive custom model in Blender.
Right, and then the community just kept refining it across different time zones. They tweaked it until it perfectly matched that original CBC television prop, like right down to the army green paint.
Which is just incredible. But, okay, I'm getting stuck on something here. You drop hundreds of characters from Chuggington, Tudgy-S, all these different properties into one single world.
Yeah.
How does that not instantly turn into absolute narrative chaos? Like, who is actually in charge of this giant toy box?
Well, it did get chaotic at first. Oh, definitely. When you have fans from all over the world contributing models, people are naturally going to argue over the lore. A huge problem early on was that fans just wanted to drop their favorite, obscure train into the valley to do cool stuff.
Right, which totally breaks the story.
It threatened to break the server and the story. So, to stop the disputes, they didn't just argue on message boards. They actually built out corporate hierarchies.
Wait, corporate hierarchies? For cartoon trains?
Exactly. If you wanted to add a character, you couldn't just drop them in. You had to legally employ that character within the fictional universe. You have to give them a functional job.
So they created literal bosses and trade routes. Because I noticed in the design documents, they have this thing called the Fantasyland and Fairytale Railway Traction Company Limited.
Yes, based in Colville.
Right, which is a brilliant homage to the Disney animator Milt Kahl. And this company basically acts as a corporate home for all these obscure orphaned cartoon locomotives.
They built institutional logic into literally everything. Like, look at the Crotoonian Construction Company.
Right.
They merged the machinery from Bob the Builder with the construction vehicles from Thomas and Friends.
Which solves a massive logistical problem. Because then you don't have, 3 different backhoes fighting for screen time. You just put Scoop from Bob the Builder in charge as the site manager.
Precisely. To make a crossover of this crazy scale work, you have to respect the original traits of the characters, but you give them a functional necessity in this new society.
So why should you, listening to this deep dive, care about some online animated train series?
Because it's a total masterclass in synthesis.
Exactly. It proves that with modern digital tools, passionate communities and platforms like Patreon, you can elevate a backyard hobby into professional grade media. This project literally secured network sponsorship from Channel Frederator.
Right. It shows that when you give people the right digital framework, they don't just make fan art. They will successfully crowdsource, engineer, and govern a highly logical society out of totally disparate childhood properties.
Which leaves us with a pretty provocative thought for you to mull over.
Oh, definitely.
If a totally decentralized network of fans can successfully collaborate to engineer a perfectly governed functional economy out of that chaotic pile of toys on the living room floor,
What else could they do?
right? What real-world organizational challenges could these exact same collaborative digital frameworks be used to solve next?